Hello everyone, I'm Jessica and thank you for joining me for another vlog. Today we are making our way to South Brisbane on train to go explore the Goma Museum, Streets Beach, some hidden cocktail spots under a cool bridge. We're going to take the ferry around all day and then finish the day off at Eat Street. My train comes in about an hour, so let's go grab some breakfast and a coffee before we hit the road.
Starting off a big travel day with breakfast is super important so you're not hungry when you're traveling to wherever you're going. Today I'm going to Brisbane and I'm getting there via bus and train. So I hopped on the bus, the 750 at the Bond University bus station, where I tapped my Go card and headed to the Robina train station. I use the My TransLink app to help me plan my route for the day. This app is super nice when you're traveling using public transportation. You just type in your current location, where you're going, and the timing you're leaving, and it'll calculate multiple routes that you can take. I chose the quickest, which is just a bus and a train, and it tells you timing, how much your fare is, and other important information you'll need. When you get to the train station, you can use your credit card or your TransLink card to tap into the station, and then once your train comes, it'll automatically calculate your fare depending on the distance you go. I always like to bring a book with me on the train to read because it is a long route, so it's good to have something to do other than your phone. Once I get off the train, I use Apple Maps to put in directions to help me where to walk, and it gives me a walking path. My first stop of the day was the Gallery of Modern Art, and I really wanted to go see the Air exhibit, so I paid $18, which was a student concession price, to come into the exhibit. This is just one of many parts of the art museum. This exhibit was probably one of the coolest I've ever seen. This was my favorite part. It was a neon red earth, and everything in this exhibit had to do with air. This woman kind of scared me, but everything was so cool and very unique. There were a lot of fun spots to take pictures in, including this butterfly room and these shiny balls that hung from the ceiling. They reminded me of the Bean in Chicago. This room was really relaxing because they had the smell of eucalyptus in the air, and they also had ocean sounds as well. This room was full of every little article you can think of that has to do with air, including airplanes and an aircast. And then this final room of the exhibit was one of my favorites because it's completely in the dark and it had to do with everything air. Once you come out of the air exhibit, you're greeted with this beautiful view of Brisbane, and then you could walk over to the actual art museum where they have a bunch of traditional paintings and sculptures. There were a lot of colorful artwork that was around the museum, including a lot of neon lights and cool different models. There were a lot of neon paintings that brought the museum to life. I love this one. It's so colorful, and this one was my favorite because it reminded me of the constellations in the sky, even though that wasn't the objective of the painting. Another cool feature of the museum is they have these little stations where you can pick up a pencil and paper and start to redraw some of the paintings. But don't worry, you really don't have to be an artist for this one because look how mine turned out. Really great, I know. Once you are finished in the museums, you'll come out to South Bank, which is a beautiful place to walk around. You walk under this gorgeous garden path to many different attractions like this sign where lots of people take pictures at. You can ride the Ferris wheel where you can see great views of the city. Walk along these little paths that greet you to many different types of wildlife, like this fun little bird that I kept seeing everywhere. Then have a little splash in Streets Beach, which is a kids-friendly beach. Once you are finished exploring Streets Beach, you can hop on one of these water taxis that'll take you around Brisbane. You can take the City Cat, which costs money with your TransLink card, or you can take the City Hopper, which is what I did, which is for free. And the best part about the water taxis is it's not only giving you some transportation, but you can also see a lot of the city. This is Howard Smith Wharfs, and it's home to many riverside restaurants and breweries. It's also family friendly, and I took a seat at Betty's Burgers to read my book and have a snack before heading up the elevator to the bridge where you can overlook Howard Smith Wharfs. I watched the water taxis come in. I also took a walk on the bridge and just took in all the amazing views. My next stop was Eat Street, so I found this walking path along the river and walked about a mile to the next water taxi dock, where I scanned my Go card to get on to the City Cat. Eat Street is a great place to come with family and friends. For $5, you can get access to many different restaurants, craft stores, music, and much more. I enjoyed this yummy fish burger and some oysters along the river. They have seating along the river so you can take in some gorgeous views. And then you can finish your night off by listening to the live music that Eat Street has to offer. The sun was setting, so it was time to go home. I took the water taxi back, which was a great idea because I saw the city lit up at night and it was gorgeous, and I eventually got to the train station and headed back to Robina.
I'm back at the Robina bus station where I'm about to catch my bus back to campus, but today was absolutely awesome. I had a blast exploring Brisbane. I went on so many adventures and I can't wait to go back soon. If there were 3 pieces of advice I would give a solo traveler that's traveling anywhere, whether it's for a day, a week, a month, is have a plan, but don't necessarily think you need to stick to that plan. We should always go into something having an idea of what we're going to do, but don't be afraid to make changes along the way. If you are going on a day trip, I recommend packing a lunch. This is something I didn't do, and I honestly wish I did because I was doing a full adventure day and I didn't really want to spend too much money, but I ended up buying lunch and dinner, so it kind of added up. So packing a lunch like sandwiches and snacks is always going to be important. My third piece of advice to y'all is to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. Today was definitely a new experience for me, and it was something outside of my comfort zone, and I learned so much not only about my travels but about myself. So I highly encourage you to do things that you normally don't do and to just get out of your comfort zone and have fun. I hope you all enjoyed this little day in the life of a solo traveler in Brisbane, and I'll see you next time. Bye.